Our journey this week takes us to Melbourne, Australia, in the state of Victoria. This city is the site of the Moomba Masters. Top pros from Australia and around the world have all made their way to Melbourne for this event and for a chance at the gold. The contest takes place on the Yarra River right in downtown Melbourne, a perfect site for spectators and for athletes. The contest is a compilation of jump, slalom, trick, and of course, wakeboarding. Down here at the waterfront with Russell, the chairman of the Moomba Organizing Committee. Russell, what can you tell me about the history of this spectacular contest?
Well, it's been the Moomba Masters for 40 years, and we've been on this stretch of the river for that period of time and entertaining probably each year 150,000 people over the Moomba Festival.
Would you say this is one of the oldest running contests in the world as well?
Yeah, the only one that runs older than this is the US Masters. That is 1 year older than the Moomba Masters. We're the longest continuing tournament in the world.
What sort of athletic ability do you see here representing?
We've got the favourite, which is men's jumping, and the crowd here are very tuned in, of course, to men's jumping. They've loved the men's jumping over many years, and you got the trick event, which is an aerobic event, and slalom. So that's been traditional to things that have happened, and wakeboarding being such an important and growing part of the sport. We're bringing wakeboarding to the Moomba Masters for the first time.
Neil, you're in charge of the wakeboarding. What can you tell me about the wakeboarding aspect of the Moomba Masters?
We've assembled probably the best group of Australian riders, qualified them down against some of the Americans, and end up with 5 Australians and 1 American in the final. So it's a pretty international contest then?
Yeah, for the Moomba Masters, we really have the best people in the world here. It's an invitational event. What we did, we selected 8 riders. We picked, as we believe, were the best 8 in the world. Then we had a qualifying tournament, and we get through the same semi-final process down to 6 people for the finals.
So can you tell me what Red Bull is?
Yeah.
Energy drink.
Yeah. Makes it charge longer, harder, better, faster.
Increases your concentration, reaction speed, all the rest of it. Keeps you awake. And get a full picture of
Now you're fairly in tune with the wakeboarding scene from an organizational standpoint. How have you seen it develop and grow over the last few years?
The growth of the sport, particularly in this country, has been exceptional. We've gone from a very much a fledgling sport to a mainstream sport now, and getting some very high coverage in extreme sports areas.
How would you say the split is between guys and girls in the Australian wakeboarding scene?
Unfortunately, there's still too many guys and not enough girls, probably very similar to the US and other countries. But we have got some good women's riders here and a lot of junior women's coming through, so in the next few years we should see more.
Now, as far as the judging is concerned, do you model your judging criteria after the World Wakeboard Association?
We're trying to follow what the WWA have been doing over the last few years. We see their formula as being very successful. We may alter our qualifying to get through to the finals slightly differently to they do with the way their seating works. We make it more of an open slather. Myself and a couple of others have done judging clinics with Shannon Starling and those of the US so we know what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's not a crime, but it's a great pastime. It may not be a crime, but it doesn't mean you need to do it in public, son. Put it away.
Now, what about Australian wakeboarders? How many have you got here coming in from across the country?
We've had about 16 Australian riders that qualified through a qualifying event about 3 weeks ago, and we eliminated a bunch of riders there, and we got down to our top best riders down here now.
Do you see more people coming in from out of country, other countries to come over here and ride in the off-season?
I think in the next few years we'll see more and more Americans and Europeans coming to ride down here. The level of competitions in Australia has risen dramatically in the last 12 months, and the level of sponsorships is rising faster than we can cope with. So we'll see more and more internationals appearing here to compete for the money.
Well, it's a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks,
Spectacular event. Thanks for letting us come out.
Okay.
Neil, wish you the best.
Time.
Thank you. That's right.